Software Development Practices course. Today we will explore the fascinating world of CSS animations. This presentation, titled CSS Animation Bringing HTML Elements to Life, will introduce you to techniques that can transform static web pages into interactive and dynamic experiences. So after this presentations, we will be having a demo related to this CSS animation. CSS animations empower web developers to animate HTML elements without needing JavaScript or Flash. They allow styles to transition gradually over time, enhancing user experience with visually engaging effects. Let us dive into what CSS animations can do for modern web designs. CSS animations are a method to gradually transition an element from one style to another. They allow you to animate multiple properties and create intricate sequences. Central to CSS animations is the @keyframes rule, which defines how styles change at various points in the animation. The @keyframes rule is the foundation of CSS animation. It specifies how an element's styles change at different stages. Here is an example. The background color transitions from red to yellow. This forms the blueprint of the animation. To make an animation functional, you bind it to an HTML element using properties like animation name and animation duration. For instance, in this example, the background color of a division transitions from red to yellow over 4 seconds. Adding percentage to keyframes allows for more precise control over the animation. Each percentage represents a specific point in time during the animation. For example, at 25%, the background turns yellow, at 50% it changes to blue, and at 100% it becomes green. CSS animations can modify multiple properties simultaneously, creating complex visual effects. In this example, the background color changes and the elements move horizontally. By specifying these changes in keyframe, you can choreograph dynamic animations. Sometimes you might want to delay the start of an animation. The animation delay property lets you to define a wait time before the animation begins. For example, this code snippet introduces a 2-second delay. With the animation iteration count property, you can control how many times an animation repeats. Set it to a specific number or use infinite for endless looping. This adds flexibility to your animations, whether they are temporary or continuous. The animation direction property defines the flow of an animation. Options include normal, reverse for backward playback, alternate for a ping pong effect, and alternate reverse for a reverse ping pong. These styles can dramatically alter the feel of an animation. The animation speed curve is controlled by the animation timing function property. Common options include constant for constant speed, ease for a natural start and stop, and custom cubic Bezier curves for tailored transition. This lets you redefine the pacing of your animations. Here is an example where a division element moves horizontally over 5 seconds using the ease in out timing function. This creates a smooth acceleration and deceleration, enhancing the natural flow of the animation. To specify your code or to simplify your code, you can use the shorthand animation property. It combines multiple animation properties into a single declaration, including name, duration, timing function, delay, iteration count, and direction. This makes your CSS cleaner and easier to maintain. You can also apply multiple animations to an element. In this example, an div alternates between changing its background color and positioning over 5 seconds, looping infinitely. Combining animations can create visually stunning effects. So let us recap. CSS animation brings interactive and liveliness to web design. The @keyframes rule is central to creating animations, while properties like timing functions and iterations count provide control and flexibility. These tools empower developers to craft engaging and dynamic user experiences. So now we shall see the demo of all the properties which we have seen in this slides or in this presentation. Let's follow the demonstration section. This is a demo session of your animation, CSS animation. So here we are going to create a index.html page, and in this page we are going to perform the animation operation, right? So in order to show the animation, we need to design the HTML page. So here we are going to create it as a HTML5 document, right? And here, in order to show the animation, we need an element. So that element is nothing but your division element, right? So animation, how we will be doing is, we will be doing by using your CSS. Okay, so in the CSS only we are going to perform the animation operation, right? So CSS, we are not going to write it as a separate file, but here we are going to write it as an internal CSS. Clear? As an internal CSS, we are going to do the operation here, right? So for that, write it as style. So in the style, we need to write the style for the division element, right? So here we can give the properties height, and here we can give it as 100 pixel, and same way we need to give the property width, same 100 pixel we can give, right? And so after giving the sizes, we are not able to see that element, so we shall give a color for that, right? So background color to be red. Clear? So this is the property which we have defined for the division element, right? So now we need to provide the animation, or we need to write the animation here. Okay, so here you can see we are going to write a name for this animation. Okay, so here we can give it as example. Example is the name which I have given for the animation. Clear? And then we can give the set the duration for this animation to happen. So it is 4 seconds. Okay, so now what we need to do is, we need to define the animation for this element set to be division. Clear? So for that, we need to use the keyframe rule. Okay, so at keyframes rule. So here identifier is nothing but your name of the animation. And here what I am going to do is, I am going to only change the color of the animation, right? So background color I am going to change. So initially the color is in red, we shall keep it as is, and I need this color to change to yellow. Okay, I am making it to change to yellow. Clear? So here you can see the change, right? So the name of the animation is example, that is given here. Duration is 4 seconds. For 4 seconds this particular changes will be taking place. Okay, so from red it will get changed to yellow. Okay, so once again here we can see, so from red it gets changed to yellow. Okay, so there is a symbol animation which we have made here. Clear? So if you need to change the duration, you can increase the duration here. Clear? And here you have another one property set to be animation iteration count. Okay, how many times this particular iteration has to happen. Okay, so here if you are providing a numerical value, up to that number of times the animation will be taking place or will be getting executed. Okay, and if you want this to continuously run until you close the page, here you can change it to infinite. Okay, so you can change it to infinite, so that what will be happening, So until you close this page, the animation will get executed again and again. Okay, and also if you need a delay before starting this animation, you have a property set to be animation delay, and here you can give it. Okay, so initially when you start this page, for a 2 second of time the animation will not work, and after 2 seconds of time the animation will start its working. Okay, for a 4 second, for totally a 6 seconds of time the animation will be working, right? 2 second idle, and then for the next 4 seconds the animation will be getting happening, or the animation will be getting executed for infinite number of time. Clear? Now we shall take out this infinite count as well as delay. So here what we have done is only from and to we have given, right? Okay, so this can also be changed in percentage. Okay, so for the entire duration of time, the entire duration what we are giving here, it can be divided into percentage also. Okay, so for clear understanding I have changed the duration to some 10 seconds. Okay, so in the demo you can see for the 10 duration, so it is getting slightly changing from red to yellow. Okay, so now we can change it in percentage of time. Okay, so for the first 2 seconds it will be changing from red to yellow, then to blue, and then to green, and then finally to red, right? Okay, so like this we can make the change. Okay, so initially at the 0th position, or in the 0th percentage, that is at 0, it has to be in red, and here I am changing it to some 25 percentage of time. Okay, so at the 25th percentage of time it should turn to yellow. Then for 50th percentage of time I am giving it as to change to blue. Okay, so here you can change it lively. Okay, so it got changed to blue. Okay, so then for the 75th percentage of time I am making it to change to green. Clear? So it will be getting changed from blue to green. So now it is blue, and then it is changing it to green. Okay, so, and at the 100th percentage, that is at the 10th second, it has to again change to red. So that is a coding which we have given here. Okay, so right, so now it got changed, right? Clear? So this is how you can work with percentage also, right? Simply from to also we can give, as well as in percentage also we can make the uh, animation to happen. Clear? Okay, so this is a simple example for your animation, right? So here you have to, how we have to declare animation is, animation name you have to give, and for the same name you have to create at keyframe rules. Okay, at keyframes rule, and inside the keyframe you can give the animation what you need to, or what you are supposed to do. That animation you can perform here. Okay, and next what we are going to do is, we are going to do the next set of animation, that is said to be the animation time function. Okay, animation timing function, right? So the movement of animation, right? So for that we shall create another one HTML page, index1.html. again here we can create HTML5. Okay, and again, so here what I am going to do is, I am going to create some 5 different divisions. Okay, so this is the preview. So for this we do not have any element. Okay, so I'm here preview division element, and here I am giving the ID to be division 1. Okay, so similarly I am going to create some 5 different elements. Okay, so 5 different elements I am going to create here. 5 different elements I have created, right? So like the previous section, so first thing we need to create a internal style, and for this division we need to create the style. Okay, so we need to create the style for this division. Okay, so height I'm giving it as some 50 pixel. See, height, and then width width I'm giving it some 100 pixel, and color I'm giving it as some green. Okay, some green. Okay, so here we have created some 5 different divisions. So all this particular effect is given to all the elements here, right? So that only how in the screen it is appearing as a rectangle like box. Okay, and here we can give the font weight, right? So here what are the options we are going to try is, so we are going to try the linear animation function, then is in, then is out, and then is in out. Okay, so that's what we are going to try here. Clear? And the font size we can give it as, or the font weight we can give it as bold, right? So you can see the changes there. Okay, and then position I'm going to set it as relative. Okay, and then here I'm going to give the animation. Okay, so animation name, so I'm giving it as example. So animation duration I'm going to give it as some 5 seconds. Then animation iteration count I am giving it as infinite. Okay, so these properties we have seen already in the previous case. Okay, and then I am going to specify the animation. Okay, so keyframes, the name it is example. Okay, and here I am going to define the animation. Okay, so from left, so from left, so it should start from 100 pixel and it should move to left some 500 pixel. Okay, so here you can see as a whole it is moving. Okay, as a whole it is moving from left to right. Clear? So now we are going to set the animation timing function for each and every division element. Okay, so since we have returned the division element by using the id, so for specifying the id or for specifying style to an element with an id, we need to use the symbol set to be hash. Okay, so symbol to be hash, and here we are going to use the property set to be animation timing function, right? So the first function it is linear. Okay, so you can see the change, right? So this is a default animation timing function. Okay, so from at the first it will get started fastly and then it will move slowly to the end. Okay, so then for the second element, the animation timing function which we have given is nothing but is. Okay, so you can see the difference. First it will start slowly and then gradually it will be getting increased. Then third division 3 animation timing function it is in. Initially it will start slowly, then it will take some fast and then it will be ending. Okay, then division 4, sorry, animation timing function it is out. Okay, so it will be starting slowly, then it will move fast, then in the end it will stop slowly. And final thing is division 5, so animation timing function is in out. Start slowly, then moves fast, and then it stops slowly, right? So this is the animation timing function or animation speed curve. Okay, the speed curve of an animation. Okay, right? So this is the 5 different properties using which we can make movement to the animations. Clear, right? So I think you have understood. And the final thing is the use of the animation shorthand property. Okay, so animation shorthand property. Okay, so for that we shall take this example. Okay, so we shall take this example. So here we have used the property animation name, then animation duration we have taken, then animation timing function we can take it as linear. Sorry. Okay, so you can take it as linear, we have already one. Then animation delay, you can take it as 2 seconds. Then animation iteration count, we can take it as some infinite. Then animation direction, you can take it as some alternate. Okay, so these are some of the properties which are available with respect to the animation. Okay, right? So for the moving related or the for movement related objects, we can have this direction. Okay, so it will be moving from one place to another, right? Okay, so here we can test that animation direction alternate. Okay, so if you are giving it to be animation direction alternate, it will get okay. Okay, so linear, and for all the case it is getting moved, right? So initially before this alternate, what happened is, so everything gets started from the right hand side, from the left hand side, and it got ended at the right hand side, and again in the next iteration it got started from the left hand side and moved towards the right hand side. Okay, so when giving this alternate, what will be happening is to and fro the movement will be taking place. Okay, so that is the purpose of this animation direction. Okay, so now coming to this shorthand, how we can write this is in a single step to give the Q term as animation. Okay, so what is the name? It is example. So we can type it as example. So duration we have given it as 10 seconds. So what is the timing function we need to use, or we are using? It is nothing but linear. Okay, so what is the delay we have given? It is 2 seconds. So what is the iteration count? It is nothing but infinite. Okay, so what is the direction? It is alternate. Okay, so fill mode it is not needed, alternate or alternate reverse. Okay, right? So these 1 2 3 4 5 6 lines can be replaced by a single line. Okay, so for this particular, okay, so the 5 different properties can be replaced by a single one. This is said to be your animation shorthand property. Hope you have understood it clearly, and if you have any doubts you can drop a comment. Thank you.